sharing live stream.
Oh yeah, gave me a little like notification.
So I have no idea if we are live right now, but there we go. Now I'm in focus. All right. What's going on, everyone? We have another episode of Game Time Excellence where we talk about your mission, mindset, mastery, and maintenance. Today, we have another special guest. Her name is Meredith Minkow. Yes, I said it right the first time.
Hey.
So she's based out of Oakland. She works for Bleacher Report. And if you haven't checked out her Instagram, like she takes probably the dopest pictures like I've seen. I messaged her like 10 times in a row where I'm like, dude, you're inspiring me to go just take pictures right now. And so for the people that don't know who you are, that should know who you are, Meredith, can you tell them a little bit about yourself?
Uh yeah, like you said, I'm based out of Oakland. I my 9 to 5 is working for a Bleacher Report, but what I'm most passionate about is taking photos. Got some around here.
Yeah,
Uh
nice.
yeah, it's something I spend like most of my time doing, so that's what I'm most passionate about. But yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. And how did you, you know, my photography journey, I got into photography. So right after I retired from the NFL, I was on this soul searching journey of trying to figure out who Shamil was outside of football because I spent, what was it, like 18 years with my identity wrapped into playing football, that I never really took a lot of time to figure out like who I was outside the game. I think most athletes deal with that right there. That's why you see a lot of, like a lot of depression, anxiety, stress, a lot of wandering going on from, athletes after their career ends. And so I decided to buy a Sony A7R. I bought it's like 6 lenses.
That's a nice
And
camera.
yeah, I went all out. I went all out. Like total
Yeah.
my whole like I sold some of my lenses already, but because I didn't use it. But I spent a total of like $12,000 like on my whole like
Oh my God.
project. Yeah, because like the 85 G Master is like 2,000 something. The I had the 24 to 70 G Master, which
Yeah.
is another, I bought a mic. I got the 70 to 120 or something like that G right there. Then I got a 90 macro G,
Oh my God. Send some
crazy.
send some over here if you haven't sold them all.
Do you use Sony?
No, I have a Canon 5D Mark II is like my big camera for shooting games. And then I walk around and take photos outside, and I was bringing that around with me, but it's like 5 pounds. So
Oh wow.
yeah, like 6 months ago, I bought a Fujifilm X100, and it's like the most simple camera. It's like really small, weighs like less than a pound, and I've noticed that I like the pictures almost better than with my 5D because the colors with a Fuji are just like super bright, and that's what I like. So yeah, moral
Okay.
of the story is you don't have to have. I mean, a Sony. Hopefully, one day I get there, but just the tiny Fujifilm cheap camera is what I found that I like the most.
So everyone, she just like hit me in the stomach. It was like,
No,
yo, you wasted your
no,
money. You could have bought something a lot cheaper, Shamil. That's what she's telling me. So long story short, I went on this journey of like trying to figure out who I was. I bought a camera and I went hiking like different places in Oklahoma, Colorado, Arkansas, just different places around the US, and started taking pictures. Then I got into taking pictures of like people, and I don't take pictures that much anymore.
oh
But
no.
I use it to record myself like doing speaking and things like that, but I don't take pictures that much anymore. So seeing your time feed has inspired me. So how did you start getting into photography?
Yeah, I my dad was really into it. He wasn't very good, but he was really passionate about it. And
Right.
I saw him shooting photos when we would go like on vacation and stuff.
Okay,
But
hold on real quick. How did you know he wasn't very good at an early age, or now you look back and you're like, oh, he wasn't very good?
it was looking back. At the time, I was like, oh my God, like that's what got me into it, because I was like,
Mm.
he's really doing something with this. And then as I
Oh,
got older, I was like, we had a little ways to go. It's the same as like he played golf and I thought he was the best golfer. And then I grew up and I was like, oh, you're struggling out there.
right.
But um, so I told him I was interested in photography and he just like went out and bought me a Nikon camera to start out with. And then
Mm,
we went on a photo trip to India
mm,
together. Um,
mm,
yeah, it was just cool because I expressed that I was passionate about something and he just automatically like wanted to like introduced me to all these different things and experiences and stuff. And that was when I was in high school. And then um, when I was 21, he passed away. And
Sorry to
I
hear that.
like, yeah, thank you. I started like I had moved out here for work, and I didn't know I had never been to the Bay Area before, and started a new job. And I just kind of started walking around with my camera because we used to go on like photo walks together. So I was kind of trying to like process that loss and like since I'm still here, go out and take photos for him. So
Mm-hmm.
started out just walking around the city, and I fell in love with it. And now I do that every Friday. I spend like 7 hours walking and
Mm,
just taking photos. So I've definitely hit like the 10,000 hours that they say like
right.
master. I definitely have not mastered anything, but it's been cool to
Mm-hmm.
like watch the development of photos, and it just gives me something to do to get outside and exercise and all that.
Right, right, right. No, that's and you said like two things. One that you said two things that inspired me. One thing is for my daughter. So I have a 7 year old daughter. We talked about that earlier before we hopped on, but is doing everything to the best of my abilities to expose her to the things she wants to do in life. Your dad like bought you a camera, took you to India. It was a key factor in your growth as a photographer. So that's like really cool and inspiring as a father to hear.
Aw,
So
that's
yeah,
amazing.
I really appreciate you sharing that right there.
Oh yeah. Has she expressed that she's interested in something in particular, or sports or anything?
So she's been interested in gymnastics. So she's in gymnastics right now, and then she wanted to play the drums. So I bought her like one of those. I'm probably saying this wrong, but one of those bongo sets.
Yeah, yeah.
Where, and so if she's gonna do it, I get her on YouTube and we start practicing and things like that because kids will say they want to do something and then stop after 3 days.
Yep. That's
Um,
awesome though.
yeah, and so I've been doing that with her. And then the next thing you said to me is every Friday you go take pictures, and that's like, and that leads us to the next M as far as like the mindset, and I bet during that time you get a chance to reflect, you get a chance to talk to yourself and learn more about yourself during that period of time. Um, has that been beneficial for you being consistent like that with that?
Yeah, I think that's been the most beneficial for me, not only like in development of my photos, but like development, like you said, of my mindset. And it's something that is like, I'm a very routine person. I have to do the same thing every day. And
Mm-hmm.
um, just every Friday, yeah, I take the train at the same time to San Francisco and then
Mm-hmm.
kind of pick a neighborhood and decide. I never really know where I'm going, just like general area, um,
Mm-hmm.
and just walk around and yeah, reflect, put my music in. People always ask me like, how do you walk around for 7 hours and
Mm-hmm.
keep yourself like entertained? And I'm just constantly like looking around and then stopping in coffee shops and like carrying a camera around. People will just come up to you and talk to you. So I've met a lot of cool
Mm.
people, and yeah, being consistent with it has been what's like kept me going and trying to finally take the perfect picture, which I haven't yet, and I probably won't ever. But having a
Right.
goal like that keeps me motivated to keep like walking. Because if I didn't have photos, I would not be out walking for 7 hours at a time.
Right, right. Yeah, no, that's really cool though. Do you go by yourself?
Yeah, people will ask if they can come, and they'll meet me like halfway through my my walk because
Right, right,
I can't
yeah.
do the full thing, and then
Mhm.
we'll take photos together. Like it's helped me meet so many creative people too. Like my friend, he does
Mm,
a lot of drone work. So this weekend he's doing like a basketball court series. So we went to a court in Oakland, and he brought out his drone, and we were shooting. And we met a lot of cool people from that. It's just like introduced me to so many creative people, and kind of broadened like my social circle, and just a lot of people who are inspiring that can inspire me to keep developing in that area.
Right, right. And so would you encourage other creatives to have a routine like that to build their craft?
Yeah, I think that it keeps you like you said, like if I it depends what mental state I'm in. If I go through these periods of time where I don't want to pick up a camera at all, it's been like I will spend 6 months at a time, just like, when you're in a spot where um you're in like self-sabotage mode because you think
Right.
the world, like, I don't know, I go through these things of like depression for like 6 months, and I don't want to pick up a camera. And even though I know that photography is what keeps me going and making me happy, it's like, I can't do this right now. I'm not inspired. But
Right.
just having that routine and waking up, and giving myself something to do, even though no one's telling me to go out every week and take photos, but it keeps me like being outside and being creative and stuff like that. So I definitely encourage someone to like block off time if like painting or photos isn't your thing, something creative, just to like set aside that time and keep working on your craft.
No, that makes total sense. Have you so I've been on Clubhouse a little bit. I said a little bit, but it has been a little bit. In the beginning, I was on there till like 4 o'clock in the morning. I was like, man,
Yeah,
this is an issue. Have you been on Clubhouse?
I actually haven't. There are a lot of like creative. I work in the social media space for sports, so there are a lot of sports creatives on there. I like, yeah, when new apps or something come out, I try to take my time and then I'll dive into it. I haven't done it yet, but I'm guessing there are a lot of like, I mean, there's a room for everything. I'm sure there's like a
Right, right.
creative space or something that I could probably check out.
Yeah, I've been in some of those creative rooms. So I was like, oh, that'd be cool for you to get in.
Yeah, I
You,
will.
you also do hear a lot of people that just talk just to talk. So
Yep.
you got to weed out those rooms right there.
Common theme
But
in life as well sometimes.
oh yeah, yeah. I think everyone wants to. That's the thing with social media. Social media has given everyone a chance to have their voice heard, and before that, everyone wanted to have like their voice, a say in something, and so now social media has given everyone that chance
Yeah,
to do
it's a
that.
double-edged sword, but I think that's what's cool about it, especially like developing a skill. And yeah, everyone has a platform. If you have
Right.
something important to say, it doesn't matter how big or small.
Right, right. No, 100%. And okay, so we just skip. So you go to Oakland, okay, and you have this routine of shooting every Friday, and now you work at Bleacher Report. How did you get to that place?
So I started my like career in sports, I guess. I lived in Minnesota, going to the University of Minnesota. So
Okay.
I landed a internship with the Timberwolves and Lynx doing social for them. Um, when I was like right out of college, I didn't really take the traditional route to get into sports. Like I majored in English, and I, I like my family was not a sports family growing up. I played a lot of sports, but like watching sports was not something that we did. So I kind of fell in love with the game like my freshman year at college. So I was late to that. I went to like Bulls games growing up, but being from Chicago. But and then I knew that I was interested in social, so I tried to combine two things that I was interested in, and that's where the internship came from. And then I did that for a year, and then I just cold applied to BR, and they hired me and had me move out there within like a couple weeks and start that. So Bleacher Report
Wow.
is my first like real job,
So,
basically.
so you got it like bam, like this internship, bam, got it.
I got really lucky, and I feel like I have to say that because like it's really hard to get into sports, and it's like this like they try to make it like this elite thing, and like you have to
Right.
do all these internships and work for free and have the connections. And I definitely recognize that there is a privilege there because there are a lot of people that don't land internships and stuff like that. And it's just kind of a luck of the draw. So I definitely try to acknowledge that. But I think it's a lot easier now with like social media and Twitter. I've connected with so many people across sports, and everyone helps each other out for if there's a job opening and things like that. But I got really lucky. And
okay, that's big right there though. Like, I mean, but I think everyone needs a little bit of luck to get where they where they want to be. And the thing is, you were prepared though for it too. So it's not like you weren't prepared and you got that opportunity and you wasted it. So
yeah,
I'm a firm believer in you have to be prepared when opportunity comes knocking on your door, because we only get so many opportunities to get to the place we want to be. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And so that's big. You took advantage of it.
yeah. I definitely took the leap. Yeah, preparation meets opportunity, whatever
Yeah,
the phrase is that
yeah.
actually is what it's accurate. Yeah.
No, that's dope. That's dope. And so now you're in Oakland. You take 7 hours on every Friday, and that's intense though. 7 hours walking. You have to have some good walking legs. Like you get some good stamina.
Yeah.
Um,
I it's a lot of practice. Plus, in San Francisco, the hills are like basically vertical, and
yeah, it's insane.
I do
Like,
that a lot. It's funny, like I walk 10 miles a
mhm,
day, and then on the Fridays and Saturdays I'll walk like 15. So it's not, but then like if I have to do a workout, and if
mhm,
I had to do any workout that you did, you'd probably still do it. But like any weightlifting or
mhm.
lifting or cardio or anything, I can't do it, but
No,
I could probably walk a marathon, but I can't run it.
no, that's all in your mind. Because if you can walk a marathon, you definitely can run it. You just have to pace yourself and all that right there. Um, but with shooting, okay, so I love photography. Like, it's even though I don't shoot that often, I love the ability to be able to capture someone's emotions, capture a moment, and then tell a story behind it. What is some of the things you love about photography, and what's your mission as far as like when it's all said and done? They look at Meredith's work, and what type of legacy do you want to live?
Yeah, that's a good question. So in addition to like walking around and taking photos, I get lucky sometimes and I'm able to shoot basketball games. So last summer, not anymore, obviously, I've gotten like opportunity to shoot WNBA games.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not like I don't have a Sony A7, so like I'm not shooting like I try to pick my spots. So my goal with that is to like tell people stories,
Mm-hmm.
tell athletes stories. So I do like I've done like photo essays following around. Especially I love doing it with WNBA players because they don't get to share their story as much in mainstream media. So uh,
Mm-hmm.
the goal in that is yeah to tell people's story. Like these women are really interesting and deserve a platform. So that's one of my missions when I'm doing sports, and I'm trying to like pick what I'm strong at because I know a lot of sports photographers who are amazing at action shots and stuff like that. So I kind of focus more on portraits and like trying to tell athletes stories and show their personalities. So that's my goal when I'm doing sports. And then when I'm just walking around and shooting photos, I really love color. I'm kind of obsessed with bright colors just because that's what makes me happy. Like my apartment is just uh, every colorful thing I can find mashed together. Um,
Right.
so I think like I try to make people, my main goal is to make people feel something when they
Mm-hmm.
see my stuff. It's not like I'm just shooting buildings and strangers walking in buildings and
Mm-hmm.
uh, basketball courts and stuff like that. But some of the feedback I get is that like looking at my photos makes people happy because they're so bright and colorful and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. So if I can make someone feel something, whether that's just like during their day they see one of my photos and it brings a smile to their face because there's a lot of color and like happiness there. That's the
Mm-hmm.
main goal.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I'm
No,
looking for.
Okay, no, that's really cool. So the ultimate goal is when it's all said and done, you want people to be like, oh, I looked at her photos and it impacted me in a way that made me happy or made me smile or changed my
Yeah.
life for a brief moment or whatever. Would you?
Yeah. And I definitely don't think that like I have mastered that yet or like
Mhm.
successfully done it. I guess I kind of I'm very hard. Everyone's very hard on themselves. So to me, it's like I'm not really there yet, but I get feedback from people who reply to stuff that I post and they say like it's encouraged them to pick up a camera. You've said that
Mhm.
before. Like people will just reply and say, today I went outside on a walk and people will tag me and stuff and say like, I took a picture of this basketball hoop. It reminded me of you. And
Right, right.
your photos have encouraged me to get outside and do something. And I think that's what makes me the most happy, just knowing that people are seeing stuff that I post and it encourages them to go out
Mhm.
and do it too.
Yeah, so you're a trendsetter, you know.
I
I
wouldn't go
actually
that far.
no, you are. I actually went out the other day and shot some shots. The only thing is I have to speed up my editing time because I have to take the card out and put it in my
Yeah.
computer and then edit. So I'm like, by that point, I don't even feel inspired anymore to edit the photo. So what
I
is
got
your process on making it faster?
Yeah, so I got something for you that will change your life. I don't have it within like reach, but it's this
Mhm.
little thing that I bought on Amazon for like $15 and you plug it into your phone and put the compact flash or the SD card if you're
Mhm.
working with a smaller thing and you put it in there and then you plug it into your phone and automatically you can pick the ones you want to upload. So
Does that do that for raw pictures too?
yeah, so I
Oh,
shoot
okay.
all my stuff in RAW, which causes me to my phone just like freezes and it's too
Right.
much for the phone. But yeah, it takes me like 5 seconds. I'm walking and I'm really impatient with editing, as we talked about. Like
Hmm.
I respect everyone who spends hours editing, but I
Right,
can't.
right.
I want to get stuff like out as soon as possible. Like if
Hmm.
I'm shooting a game, I'll transfer my stuff from the game to my phone and post while I'm sitting on a court shooting a
That's
game.
efficient though. That is efficient.
It's not a good way to be. I'm impatient, I would probably
Uh-huh.
call it. But yeah, so I'll send you a link for that thing, but that's changed my life because not to be dramatic, but I'll upload what I want in 5 seconds and then
Uh-huh.
I use Visco or VSCO app, which
Okay.
everyone always tells me to use like Lightroom, but that
Right,
also
right.
intimidates me. So I upload, put it in VSCO, I have like a filter that I
Hmm.
use and then change the white balance. And like you said, having it in RAW, like I can change exposure because when I'm walking, I don't have my glasses on half the time. I
Hmm.
can't see what I'm
Are you
shooting.
blind?
Not exactly, but I can't see far away. So sometimes it doesn't come out as in focus as I'd like. So I'll take a couple and then I really like if I'm taking photos, I should be wearing glasses, but
Right,
I'm
right.
to actually see. But yeah, so I can change the white balance exposure from there and then just export and I will post something within like 3 minutes of when I
Right.
shoot it, which I don't
Oh.
recommend because it's funny because I'll spend all this time walking around and shooting stuff
Hmm.
and then I spend like a tiny fraction of that time editing and putting something out. So
Hmm.
I guess a goal would be to become more patient and
Hmm.
actually sit with stuff, but I'll take
Hmm.
like 300 to 400 pictures in an outing, then I'll come home, I'll edit like five that I want to put up, and then throughout the
Hmm.
week I like come back to stuff and edit and see what I like and stuff like that.
Okay, okay. So you do kind of do it though. You just want to get the stuff out immediately, and then you come back later on and work with some of the other stuff that you took.
Exactly. And I'm
Yeah.
trying to learn. I don't really sleep much, so and I don't have anything to do when I'm not sleeping, so I take that time to like
Okay,
sort through.
I gotta stop you. I gotta stop you. So I run a program called the Athlete Roundtable, and it's a holistic development program for athletes that helps them develop on and off the field. And part of the business of the Athlete Roundtable is also to tell stories. So I love that you said that too as well. But last week for my college athletes, we had a doctor that specialized in sleep, and he said that most Americans are sleep deprived. That's
Yeah.
one. He said 70% of athletes are sleep deprived too. And then he said that if we don't get the proper amount of sleep, it will age us by a decade hormonally. And I was like, ugh. It was like
That
listening to
hurts.
one of
Yeah.
those sex ed classes where they tell you all of the like negative consequences that you could happen. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna let you know, sleep is important. So you need to, hey, get your sleep environment right.
Yeah.
Get some melatonin, get some magnesium. Turn off the light, get a night routine. That's what he talked about.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. I try. Damn. 10 years.
10 years, crazy. He said it can cause early what is it, menopause.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, in women. um
Yeah.
so
I try to get that under control. Yeah. I wake up at like 4:30 sometimes.
mhm. What time, how many hours of sleep do you think you get?
Uh, it's bad. Four,
4.
5. But there have been periods of time where I'll just not sleep at all.
Right.
It's something, yeah, it's definitely linked to my mental. So I'm working on that. But
Mm,
I've kind of accepted
mhm.
that I don't sleep, I guess, because I know a lot of my friends, when they don't get like 8 hours, everyone's in a bad mood and grumpy,
Right, right.
freaking out. I don't take naps either. So I'm just kind of running on, I
Like
don't even
fumes.
know. Yeah, I guess so. Because they'll say, like, how do you not sleep and then walk around for like the whole day? I have no
Right,
idea.
right.
But,
Well,
yeah. Yeah.
he did talk about doing some strategic napping, so he said get either like a 20 to 30 minute nap, because sleep is people talk about like hours, but really sleep is done in cycles. So like it's 5 stages to sleep, and 90 minutes is like a full cycle of sleep. So that's why you want to get a nap in between like 20 to 30 minutes, or 90 minutes,
Yep.
or three
I got
hours. So we got to get you some naps in.
I know. I always say, like, I'm not a baby. Why would I take a nap? That's my response. That's my response. And it's really dumb. I'm trying to meditate now, and it's not
Hmm.
going very well for me because when I wake up in the morning, I jump out of my bed and I'm ready to like go. So I'm
Right,
trying
right.
to like take some time where I don't, like, I get off my phone working in
Mm-hmm.
social, like I'm always on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I'm not doing my job, I'm doing photos that I'm on my phone for as well. So
Right,
I've
right.
been trying to like meditate, and I have a really hard time sitting still for right now. I'm at 4 minutes and I
Right,
barely
right.
can sit still for 4 minutes. So do
Right, right.
you meditate?
Yeah, I do meditate. I do meditate. So the first thing I do in the morning is um, go lay down. I wake up, get out of bed, and I expose myself to some type of light, because that's the best way to wake up and get yourself moving, is like either artificial light or natural light. And so I try to expose myself to some type of light, and then I lay down and I do the Wim Hof like breathing method.
What is
And
that?
you should check him out. He's like the Iceman. He walks in like cold weather, crazy. And so, but it's like you take a deep inhale, but don't, like, you exhale, but you don't like let it all out. So it's like like that right there. And so I do this. So I either do that breathing, or I do the breathing where I inhale for 6 seconds, right, and then I let it out for 6 seconds, and I kind of like let it out with like some type of like, I let it out with a noise. So I go.
Mhm.
I do that over and over to get myself in that state. Because what I notice is if I don't breathe, it's hard for me to sit still as well. But once I like breathe and like stop myself, like relax, then it's easier to just like sit there and like meditate.
That's a good idea. Just to
Yeah.
like focus on. That's what I'm trying to get more connected with my body, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So breathing exercises is probably something I could do to focus on. But I also, one of my coworkers sent me an article because I was saying how I can't like just sit still. They said like you can meditate wherever you are. Like even
Mm-hmm.
if you're walking or working out, like focusing, the article said like while you're walking, focus on your footsteps, like your feet hitting
Mm-hmm.
the ground, like very basic things, like being aware of
Right.
breathing and stuff like that, which I'm a little more interested in, I guess, because I can
Mm-hmm.
do other things while I'm doing it. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna try that breathing method though.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Hit me
send it
with
to
the
you.
link
I'm gonna
after this.
send you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever Have you ever done yoga? What do you think about yoga?
I've tried,
Uh,
and I had a hot yoga phase because I
mm,
was like, I need if I'm gonna be doing yoga, I want to like have it be a
sweat.
workout and sweat. Yeah, which is also probably a problem because that's not really the focus of yoga. But yeah, my attention span is just the more I'm talking about it, I'm more aware of
Right, right.
I need to get that because that's part of a mental thing too. Like
Mm,
focus on the moment and be present.
yeah, I'm gonna send you a book. It's called Deep Work
Okay.
by is it Cal Newport? Cal Cunningham? He wrote another book called Digital Minimalism as well. But it's either Cal Newport or Cal Cunningham. I'm butchering his last name. I know it's Cal though.
There we
But
go. We got the first name. That's all we
yeah,
got.
that's all we need right there. But he talks about how most people in America don't get in deep work, and that deep work stays. So if you think about an author, in order to get that book done, they go into a cabin
Yep.
and no phone, no, like they just work, and that allows them to get in that deep flow state where they are able to produce things at a high level and knock out um, a large amount of work within an hour compared to a person that is working for 3 hours but checking their phone every 5 minutes or checking their
Yeah.
emails or whatever, getting distracted. And so he talked about how um, we're wired as human beings to now in America to always want like some type of stimulus. So like when you're waiting in line, what do? You pull out your phone. When
Yep.
you're at home, you never just sit down and read or just sit there. You watch TV or do something else. When you're walking, like you're looking around, taking pictures. You know what I mean? So it's like we never I mean, I guess that's gonna be kind of like deep work because like you're focused. Do you have your phone at that point though?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I put it away while I'm because I can't check it while I'm taking photos, which is
Right.
also nice. But I think that's also like the American culture we live in. Like, and I think people are taking notice, especially now. Like, I see all these tweets about people saying like you don't have to work yourself to the bone. Like this
Right.
idea of grinding, like
Hmm.
just a constant grind, like having your job, having your side thing, and like
Hmm.
that's what I'm doing now. And like I wasn't selling my photos for so long, and then
Hmm.
now I started and like turning everyone's focused on turning their hobbies into profit, like
Right. Right.
or building their brand, and like every everything is has to be productive. Like,
Mm.
and that's why I think I'm having a hard time with like meditating or something, like just taking time
Right. Right.
sitting there because like there's benefits that pay off internally, but our culture is just like you should be producing at every level. And I also think with this pandemic, like people being at home and working from home,
Hmm.
everyone says like instead of we're all going through this crisis and it's hard to focus on anything, but corporations are expecting even more production because you're just home all the time.
Right. You're just home, but like it's still a work environment, you know.
Exactly.
And I know you have to leave like in 7 minutes, right?
I can stay a little longer if you want.
Okay, okay. No, we can wrap it up. I got a couple more questions for
All
you,
right.
and I always like to ask, each guest, what do they think the meaning of life is? Got deep.
Ooh, that yeah, real deep, real quick. Um, but I talked about this with a friend the other day, just but it was in the context of we were on a photo walk, and I
Mm,
was just joking around and saying like you just kind of wander around until you find something that
mm,
makes you happy and kind of fulfills that part in your life that we're just kind of looking for fulfillment,
mm,
and happiness, and um, yeah. So I think just it's more of like for me, it's like how I feel instead of like what I'm doing in my work,
mm,
producing and stuff. Like I want to, the meaning of life to me is like finding a purpose that doesn't have to be like you adding to society, but a purpose
mm,
that creates like this kind of peace in your
mm,
heart, I guess, which I
mm.
don't know if that makes sense, but
No, it does. I mean, it's your own meaning. But I like that though because I think a lot of times we do a lot of things for others' approval, and the way you put it right there is finding something that gives you happiness, that gives you peace, that gives you like joy and fulfillment. So I think a lot of people die without that right there. So I like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I'm
add that
always
to my
about
wall.
like finding your passion. Passion
Mm,
is really important to me. Uh,
mm,
and that doesn't have to be like a hobby. It could be with the people that you're with, but
mm,
finding passion and purpose and stuff.
okay, okay. I like that. So everyone, add that to your to your meaning of life right there, because you should find something that you're passionate about, and you should find something that gives you peace and joy. Like, and what is life without that? That's truly my personal opinion. And then what super if you had any superpower, what superpower would you want to have?
Ooh, that's a good one. Uh, like if I'm sometimes I'm like I want to read people's minds, and then I'm thinking about where that deeply rooted comes from, and it's
Right.
like that's more of like a approval of others. But like
Mm,
I think I would love to go back in time, just to
mm,
have those moments with people that I love that I don't have around anymore.
mm,
Kind of be able to like not take stuff for granted, and I think that would be a way like time traveling. I guess I don't need to
mm.
go in the future. That's fine, but
Right, right. No, that'd be really cool to do. And I think that's a good lesson right there too. Just being able to be, which this is something I suck at, is just being able to be present in
Mhm.
every moment. I talked to my dad the other day, and he was talking about how he was like having cramps. And I'm like, dang, that made me realize my dad's getting older. I already lost my mom to cancer
I'm
in
sorry.
some years ago. Yeah, and can't get that time back. And so
Exactly.
being more present in these type of moments and actually enjoying the little things, like my dad calling me 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, Dad, I'm this is Saturday, I'm kind of asleep at this moment right now, but enjoying the little things. And I love to leave the people with three things that can help them improve their life so they can be game time excellent, so they can continue to master the skills, have maintenance mindset, and have that mission. What are three things that you would give the people to become a better version of themselves?
Um, so it was maintenance, mindset, and mission.
And mastery.
Mastery. So for
Yeah.
mastery, it's kind of like what we talked about, like putting in the work,
Mm-hmm.
and having a goal. Sometimes I don't set goals for myself, and then you kind of get lost in the middle. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, goal setting is obvious.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an obvious thing, but super easy.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't achieve that, like you're working towards something,
Mm-hmm.
and that keeps you going, and that's what keeps me going.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and let's see. Okay, what are the other two again?
Just two things on your own though. What are some two things that work for you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, two things that that you would say to help improve someone's life. It could be in work, it could be like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, definitely working towards a goal,
Mm-hmm.
and then keeping yourself motivated, which kind of
Mm-hmm.
goes with that too. Uh,
I like that. Yeah.
like reminding yourself why you're doing what you're doing
Mm-hmm.
and what made you like fall in love with it in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes that can get lost in just grinding something out, and sometimes you lose perspective. So
Mm-hmm.
keeping a perspective of why you started,
Mm.
why you're there, and that
Right.
can also like make you go in a different direction. If you've lost that like passion for something or purpose, like then maybe that's when it's time to try something else.
Mm, I love those. I love those. Motivation, goal setting, hard work, and then perspective. Perspective, that's so key, because when you get so close to something, you can lose like reality of what you need to be doing. So always trying to get that 10,000 foot perspective. I love that
Yeah.
right there. Um, Meredith, oh my goodness, thank you for this convo. Thank you for the gems, and thank you for being vulnerable and sharing your story too as well. Um, Truly appreciate it.
Yeah, good conversation. I learned a lot from you as well.
I don't know about all that, but
I'm gonna get better at sleeping, that's for sure.
oh, you definitely gotta get better at sleeping. We all do. I even post like little messages sometime on Instagram. I'm like, hey, guys, it's okay to sleep. You know what I mean? Like it's okay. You know, you have all these motivational speakers out there that's like, oh, grind, 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 grind,
Exactly.
grind. You know what I mean? If you sleep, you're a sucker. If you know what I mean? Like, no. If
Taking
you
days
don't
off.
sleep, you're a sucker. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Taking that time
obviously,
to work on yourself and stuff is super important.
yeah, no, definitely. So everyone, you know, like I said, Meredith, I really appreciate you. And
Thank you.
um so, everyone, this is another episode of Game Time Excellence where we talk about your mission, mindset, mastery, and maintenance. If you like this if you like this episode, share with a friend. If you don't like this episode, still share with a friend because guess what? They might like it. So, you guys have a blessed day and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.